We are the reinventors, the stone turners, the ones who take things apart, just so we can put them back together. We move at the speed of curiosity, and we are not afraid of failure, but of mediocrity. Our vision is to create technology that makes life better for everyone, everywhere. Our mission is to engineer experiences that amaze. And if you think you know us today, try again tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage HP's Global Director of Social Customer Care, Kriti Kapoor.
Thank you, thank you. Good morning. Morning. It's great to be here with you all. And first of all, Rob and Katie, thank you for making this happen. It's an incredible opportunity. Can I just get a show of hands of how many of you were here at LiNC last year? How many of you remember this guy? So, for those of you who weren't here, we take customer feedback really seriously, and I think we take comedian feedback even more seriously. So when Orny Adams was up here and talking about his ink cartridges and gone are the days when you could have shakeable ink, well, we put the team at HP to task, and we thought, let's put our best engineers on the case. We have 75 years of history as a company. We're pioneers in Silicon Valley. Surely we can figure this out. Surely we will have a solution for shakeable ink. And so therefore, I'd like to introduce you to HP Instant Ink. It is an on-demand service that you can subscribe to this service on hp.com. You can register as an Instant Ink customer, and your printer will tell you when it needs to order ink. So now, you never run out. So there you go, Orny. So now on to more serious things. When I was sitting in the room about a year ago, I had just taken on the job at HP. I'm now about 2 years into the role. And I thought, as I was embracing the job and looking at the opportunity that we had, and some of the conversations that I was hearing at LiNC, at a number of other sort of conferences I'd been to throughout the year, and looking at my own role and sort of personal career journey, I thought, what an incredible opportunity, and there isn't a better time to actually be in business, first of all, and secondly, to be in a role in customer care. And so what you'll hear about over the next sort of 10 minutes or so is how HP is getting ready for the future of customer service. In spite of where we are today in our journey, I think our work is not done. When I was visiting Facebook a couple of months ago, they had this attitude about we're only 1% complete. And I think that resonated with me as I was thinking about coming up on stage today and sharing our story. So let's get started. HP as a company, as Rob mentioned, went through a significant change back in October last year. We separated, as Hewlett-Packard actually separated into two Fortune 50 companies. We have about $50 billion in revenue as a company. We serve customers in 170 countries around the world. We have an extensive partner and channel network. We have an incredibly exciting product portfolio. Just to give you an idea of the sense of customers that we serve, everywhere from consumers to small businesses to large corporates, who buy not only our printers and personal systems, but they buy large the soon to hit the markets, 3D printers that are coming. So we're also reinventing our product portfolio. Within the customer service and support organization that I'm part of, we support customers in 40 languages around the world. We have over 140 million units that are in warranty. So those are customers that have bought products from us in the last year, 2 years, or 3 years, But imagine the extent of the install base as well of customers that are out of warranty whom we need to serve, right? In terms of the devices that we monitor, we have software that actually enables remote monitoring of devices. We do proactive maintenance. We do proactive monitoring of those devices. And the idea is through technology, and this, we're hearing about more and more about Internet of Things, but we want to proactively help solve customers' problems even before it generates a call into the contact centers. And then, of course, our support website is one of the largest tech support websites in the world. We serve over 500 million unique visits on our site each year. And our communities today support and serve 125 million unique customers and visits every year as well. And that's global, right, in terms of our footprint. When we look at customer interactions, that actually includes the number of phone calls, chat, as well as social media interactions that we're looking at. And that's over 35 million, 37 million actually each year. So when you think about it actually, and you put all of these things together, 90% of our interactions today serving customers in the consumer space are digital already. And about 10% of the interactions are non-digital. However, when you look at it from a cost perspective, it's almost like an 80-20. 80% of the cost actually goes in serving customers through non-digital channels, and 20% of the cost is creating these digital capabilities. So something is wrong here, and something needs to get fixed. And of course, customer expectations are changing as well. So let's look at where, the evolution of customer service and where things are and where things are going, or where they have been and where they're going. So, I adapted this wheel. I really like this idea and this principle that customer support and service really literally started with people answering phone calls. That still continues. However, with the invention of digital technologies, we've moved from the web era to email, to chat services, to SMS-based support. And then over the last 4 or 5 years, we've really seen an explosion of adoption of social media. That includes channels like the communities and the work that Lithium is doing, Facebook and Twitter. And over the last 2 years, what I've really seen, and particularly when I moved to Silicon Valley from Singapore, was this idea that I could see the rapid adoption of mobile devices and mobile applications. And in Asia, many economies are actually mobile-first economies. They're even skipping the era of the web and going straight to mobile. And so you'll see mobile messaging, and there's a lot of talk about this, from Facebook Messenger to the work Twitter's doing in their customer service platform, to WeChat in China, and LINE and KakaoTalk. And so that's kind of the world that we're in right now. And where things are actually going is you'll start seeing conversational commerce starting to surface as well, which is through those hundreds of millions of digital interactions now that you have through your mobile devices. And I promise not to use the words solo-mo or molo-so or so slow, right? But you look at that, and through those hundreds of millions of interactions now, commerce is going to start getting done more and more so. And that's what Facebook is gearing up to. And WeChat in China or LINE or KakaoTalk are already there. And so being in a global role, it gives me a really unique perspective on what's actually happening and the change that we want to drive in the organization. All right. So HP's journey in social care really started with this idea and premise that we had a ton of customers out there who bought equipment from us and who have no place to go for support once their warranty has lapsed. So we found customers going to channels like Yahoo Answers or Fixia or Reddit or Quora or Spiceworks, when Spiceworks got formed, to ask for help and to ask for input. And we thought, wouldn't it be great if we could create our own community and have customers come to us and let the HP experts actually help those customers? That was the genesis of social care at HP, and that was back in 2008. Since then, our community's platform has grown. Like I said, we served 125 million customers now every year. We've expanded into 7 languages, from everything from English all the way out to Chinese, covering the globe. And then we started seeing customers surfacing and having conversations about us on channels like Twitter and Facebook. So if either a product experience failed them or a service experience, or occasionally, if I was lucky, they were going to say, we're excited about HP, thank you very much. We then started our social listening program on Facebook and Twitter. We are now, by the end of the year, we will be doing that in 10 languages around the world. We're at 7 today, and extending that to 10 languages. I'm still not quite at 24/7, and my boss is in the room, and I'm telling her we got to go get it done, because the internet never sleeps. And so we're working really quickly to get that done in as many languages as possible. Right? 2014 was a pivotal point for us because we got social data coming into our CRM environments. That allowed us to go for that explosive growth that you now start seeing. We can manage cases more effectively. We can respond to customers. We can look at their conversational history of what's happening and where we go. And then 2015 and 16 have been a very, very busy year for us. We expanded our portfolio to bring in Lithium Social Web, or now called Lithium Response. We've been helping with the pilot with the Lithium Reach product. We expanded into WeChat in China and KakaoTalk in Line, and I'll just quickly show you an example of that. So all in all, we're supporting customers all around the world. We have over 100,000 social interactions and cases that we're solving for each month. And the scale doesn't just happen. There are things that we are thinking about as a team from a technology, operations, process standpoint, and we look at social care truly being a multifaceted effort. So this chart really shows you the way we think about social care and what are the building blocks that are really needed for scale, whether it's rapid integration of new channels that we want to be on, unified agent consoles. I want to keep those things down to as few as possible, the integration of our knowledge base, tracking of real-time analytics, metrics, et cetera. So let's talk about our communities. Our communities are powered by Lithium. They have been since 2008. Like I mentioned, they're global in nature. They run 24/7. We run them in 7 languages around the world. 70% of the answers that customers get on our communities today are actually through customers helping each other or through our HP Expert program, which is our super user program. And then, our focus in the communities has been, at least over the last 2 years, we've invested a lot in looking at our overall customer experience, the response rates that we're providing. How do we get to as many more people at scale without really burdening the cost in the system? We have a brand new look. That's what you'll see here. We've adopted Lithium Response to help us with our operational efficiencies. And what we're working on next is getting to our platform to a responsive design, more mobile experiences, improvement of search, and the list goes on. When we adopted Lithium Response, and this is the data from the first 90 days, we are now, given our scale, and we get about 75,000 incoming posts a month on our communities, we are now able to get to 100% of all those posts across the boards. We've seen a dramatic reduction in our first response time and a dramatic improvement in our minutes to solution as well. And all of this data actually gets captured in our Net Promoter Score, which went up by 12 points in the last 9 months, as well as our task completion rate, which is the resolution rates, and that's gone up 11 points in the last 9 months as well. So credit goes to the team for actually doing all of this great work and for making this happen. So very briefly, I'll give you a quick glimpse of how we're reinventing customer service. So like I said, I'm thinking about this idea and principle of following the customers. Where do we want to be? What journeys do we want to be on? And today you can find HP on 5 of the 6 major sort of mobile networks around the world: Twitter and Facebook Messenger, Line, KakaoTalk just went live, as well as WeChat. And here's an example of WeChat. In China, my team and I, we spent time with the contact centers to understand, why are people calling us? What are they calling about? And are there certain experiences that we can transform into a digital experience? We learned that 40% of the time, people are calling us because they're looking for where to go drop off their machines for repair, or they're looking for where can they find their software driver. Now, there's absolutely no reason why somebody needs to pick up the phone to carry out transactions such as that or interactions. And so what we did about 18 months ago was to launch our presence on WeChat. And I'm deliberately taking a non-Facebook Messenger and a non-Twitter example just for you to see how the world around us and the global view that I have is coming to light for a brand like HP. So you can connect with us on WeChat. We're very easy to find. We've created a self-service menu that allows customers to connect with us and look for exactly the kind of information that I was telling you about, whether it's around your printers or PCs or how do you contact HP. We know that Windows 10 that launched last year, Microsoft has this aggressive plan to get to over 1 billion devices. Customers have had lots of problems with Windows 10 and the upgrades. And so we've created the self-service menu that feeds content actually from our communities into the WeChat environment. You see the frequently asked questions and issues. And then essentially, brands or customers can now initiate a conversation with HP, and we also have agents on the case responding to our customers. So essentially what we've seen is in those last 18 months, we have 150,000 people that have connected with us on WeChat. We have 2/3 of the interactions are actually self-solve, so that helps with the contact deflection story and contact resolution. And 1/3 of those interactions allow us to deliver a much better experience to customers on a channel of their choice. And so we've now taken those learnings that we've had, and then brought that into KakaoTalk and LINE in Japan and Korea, respectively. So it's a very, very exciting time, like I said, to be in customer support. And just very briefly to wrap things up, these are the things that I've learned on this job and things that my team is also learning as we're setting pace and adopting this change. Essentially, at the core of it and the heart of it has to be a focus on experience and a focus on your customers and what is it that you're trying to do. But combined with that, and I think Rob mentioned this in his opening as well, is understanding the underlying economics. What are the cost drivers? What does the contact mix actually look like in our contact centers? How do we transform things from one to the other? And what are the net savings we're going to get? Or better experiences that we can deliver? From a team's perspective, I'm looking at really creating a culture of innovation, experimentation. It's okay to fail. Let's try it. If we don't know, there's always the phone. That's the reality, right? And so, the rest of it is really around engagement with the community. We're looking at employee engagement, as well as hiring the right people. And like I said, couldn't do any of this without the strength and the benefit of this incredible team that I get to lead. And with that, I'd like to say a big thank you.